All right, great. Let's do it then. So I want to tell you about the world because the world is really weird. The reason I think that after 10 years, instead of having just a party, you need therapy, is because of the way the world's moving around us. And I'll try and build that really quickly because it'll also help you with the senior management issues and also what to do as individuals if you can't change the senior guys. So let me take you on that journey. So, again, YouTube if you want more. I'm going to go quite fast. So imagine that this is now, okay? And this is a timeline, and this is the past, okay? So imagine those two things, and let's put 30 years in the middle, okay? And on this axis, let's put things like number of people on the planet. Let's put something like the pace of change. Let's put something like the trade and market volatility. Let's put something like ability to use computers and blah, 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 et cetera, and just general uncertainty, question mark, question mark. Which one is higher in terms of those things, now or the past? Now, okay? And those 2 points, of course, as we all know, we feel it in our guts, are joined by a horrible exponential curve. Am I right? Accelerating all the time. That's not the interesting part. The interesting part is, if you look back 30 years, people would put together plans for whole companies. They were called budgets. A whole year they'd plan a budget. And the assumption was they could learn faster than the world was changing. You got it? What's happened to our ability to learn over that 30-year period? I'm with the pen horizontally. You shout up or down the same. We'll get a shared view. Action, go. Today. Okay, so why is this important? Because when you're to the left of this, you can learn faster than the world is changing. Why is that useful? If you know what's going on, you feel calm and cool and everything's great, okay? From different angles, you behave in a different way from if the world's changing faster, you can learn. So for example, from a strategic angle, if you're running a business, running an organization, running a public service, what's good? Good is strategically, you do what you did yesterday, more of the same. Good plan, okay? When you do more of the same, you probably want to be organized to do that. So you take the person who understands more of the same really well, put them in charge, get other people to report to them, build one of these big machines. It's called a hierarchy. Young people are joined at the bottom. You lie to them and say, one day you two will be at the top. It's a lie. They'll never be there because this guy isn't going anywhere. So next year you recruit some more people, like on the board upstairs. We need a new organizer, okay? And the person notices more people below them. They think they went up, but they didn't. It's like when you're on a train and the other train moves, and they go home and celebrate. It's bizarre, okay? So that's what you do in terms of organization. In terms of scale, just generally, your scale would be national. So you'd just be working in the national area, or not very broad. People would come to things like an office and so on and so forth. In terms of government activity, government, even then, when they started the madness, but they would set the conditions. They would make sure there was no crime, so you could do things, for example. So government was basically, I'll just put up a person here with zzz, I'll put zzz, because they were asleep. Okay, they weren't supposed to interfere or do anything at all. If you came to run a project, basically, before you started, you go, right, we're running a really tight ship here. We want to do something. Okay, let's get Fred. Fred's really good. Let's put Fred. Fred, here's your team. Build a little team around Fred. Work out the resources. Fred will go off and do it. Generally, you'd know what you were supposed to be doing. You'd work out how you're going to do it. Fred would do a little bit of risk stuff, a little bit of how do I deal with this, information planning, blah, blah, blah. Ka-ching, done. Okay? And now here's the bad news. We don't live in that world. Okay? We don't live in that world at all. Okay? Not even a little. But you know how they say, a goldfish, the problem with the goldfish is, the goldfish, I'll try and do gold. Is that gold? Yeah, that's reddish. Okay? So the goldfish swims around in the water and doesn't know the water's there. Isn't that funny? Is it? And we're the same. We're embedded in a world and we don't notice the world until it starts to do bad things to us, like we didn't change the water in the bowl. So if you come to this side, the water's different. And you'll notice that more of the same no longer cuts muster. You need to do different stuff and different ways of working. You'll notice that the organization, people like the organizations, don't ask me why, because there's such hard work with all the hierarchy and signing off and stuff, but they seem to love it. They carry on doing that, but then they cheat. They make friends across departments so they can get things. Is it just me? Okay. So the organization's there, but it's a shell. But in reality, you know who in IT to phone up, and so on and so forth. Am I right? Okay. Yeah, we're all friends together. No one's going to tell on you, okay? When it comes to things like the organization, where the organization's based, well, first start is probably all around the globe, and everyone's working from home. And you never see them. And I don't know about you, but fascinating. Okay, and then when it comes to actually doing stuff, you get this whole blend. Not just stuff which you know what and how, but sometimes they tell you what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes they tell you, it's about AI. They told you how it's going to be done. No clue what the outcome is. No clue what the benefit is. Have you got that? Okay, and then the best ones is something must be done yesterday. Haven't you done it yet? Why not? No clue. So suddenly change has morphed. But unfortunately, as human beings, we don't always necessarily shift when we're supposed to. What color is the can? Are you sure? White. Okay, something wrong with his eyesight, but we'll move on to that. Red. You see, you've seen so many Coke cans that you know it's red, okay? So if I told you there was no red in this picture, you would think I was nuts. So I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to show it to you by slowly covering up bits of the picture. The hand is gone, hands are pink, so you might have thought that. The bottom of the can is gone, but you can still read the top, the room where it says original. But when I start covering that up, and then that disappears, what color is that? It's just blue, white, and black. You've remembered the previous ideas and brought them into the current. That's the sort of thing human beings do. That's why we're still running weird hierarchy things with reporting lines. Reporting lines go back to the British Navy. You have to understand how crazy that is. At sea, it's really noisy. Captain wants to move a rope, doesn't want to get tangled. He has to issue an order. Lash the yard arm to crew Kringle. Lash the yard arm to crew Kringle. And the first officer hears, lash the yard arm to crew Kringle. Pass the message, lash the arm, all the way to the guy doing the work who ties the knot. But the captain doesn't know that, so he has to report back. Yard arm lash, yard arm lash, yard arm sign, yard arm lash. Hoist the mainsail. They didn't have mobile phones in those days. We've brought all those madnesses here. So this is what we're dealing with, and that's what I want to try and work you through with this particular therapy. It's not you, it's your environment. The quicker you start to recognize the environment and respond to it, the happier you will be. I put this in with the yellow banana, that is yellow, because Lindsay wanted a banana, so that was for you. Sorry, only one laugh, because nobody else knows what we're on about. So, around us also, they broke something called the media business model when they invented the internet. So all these companies who do media and stuff, they realized nobody needed them for the news. So all they do is they sell you emotion. So everyone arrives at work or arrives at their desk and their work at home already stressed, having heard a whole load of lurid, horrible stories. My trick, stop listening to them. Listen at the end of the day, and then you'll have a bad night's sleep, but at least it won't ruin your day, okay? Life looks like this, am I right? A little bit of a tangled web, okay, let's keep going. And your life looks like this. You see, they promised us the one on the right, didn't they? Good-looking people, because, staring at people on a screen is really weird because they're predators. Predators have their eyes to the front, sheep to the side. So when you look at predators, especially so many, if they're good-looking, at least they're okay. But I just get troglodytes. No, not on our call, Lindsay, okay? So the other headache with this, of course, is because you're staring at a screen over all your day, blue light, blue light, blue light. You know how sometimes you go somewhere and you smell something, you go, oh, that takes me back to my second class, or if you have that experience, that smell takes you back. Or you drive around a corner and go, oh, I remember fish and chip shop was here. Do you remember that stuff? They're place cells. You have placed memory cells. That's one of the ways you remember stuff. They put the memory with a cell, which tells you where your body was at the time. Okay, when you're staring at a screen all day, your place cells doing nothing. You see the headache? You get it? So that's why you get to the end of the day and can't remember what you did, and it's all a bit, and you're exhausted. That's what's going on, okay? So not only are you're staring at troglodytes, you've got that one as well. Everyone's overloaded with work. Anyone here not overloaded with work? No? Fire them! Fire that man! Okay. So my favorite diagram of all time is this one here, which starts, I know it looks horrible. This is what they tell you, when you make a PowerPoint, don't put too many words on it, okay? So mine starts over here where it says I have a high workload, so I don't have time to plan or to do be creative. So I don't realize how much work I'm committed to, and I've only done half, so I keep saying yes more is realistic, pushing my workload up, giving me less time to plan or to do or be creative. So I come close to things which people think are urgent. They want to meet their goals, so they interrupt me. So I spend a lot of my time restarting half-done jobs, pushing my workload up even more, giving me less time to plan or to do. So now people know I'm disorganized. They can send me text messages in the middle of the night, and it goes round and round and round. Have you seen this happening to your colleagues? But not you. Okay, so how can I know your life before I met you? Because everyone is in the same goldfish bowl. And we've been in this goldfish bowl for a long time. Okay? Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. Boom. Yeah. So what I'm trying to describe is there is a new world out there. We've got to change. And if we shift how we actually respond to reality, everything gets better. And it really is easy. It really is as easy as I would say 1, 2, 3. It's that simple. Okay? So